Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Slow Podcast. Hey, you know what it is? Your weekly podcast on the Sakamichi series. Idol groups going to be NogiZaka46, Sakurazaka46, and HinataZaka46. This week, we've got lots of news to talk about. Some new profile photos for HinataZaka46, some new members being released for Sakurazaka46, as well as some info on NogiZaka46 36 and single. But before we get into all of that, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Jimmy, aka Jimu Tweets, and I'm joined as always by my fellow host. We have Josh, Mr. Josh Box, and today we also have Tam.
Hi.
Hey,
welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. How have you guys all been?
Been all right. Nothing.
As I
was sick recently,
pretend
so
we haven't just been talking for like the past half hour about how we've
it's fine. We do this every week. We pretend we haven't talked. No, I was sick for a bit, so I'm just recovering, and that's all I did this week.
Word.
So no other update.
Get some good rest this week, Mr. Box. Hope you take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Tam, you just went to Japan. We were talking a little bit about that during the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
Yes, I'm still recovering 1 month later. Maybe like 3 weeks later. I had like my suitcase behind me until like this past weekend. My friend came over. I'm like, okay, I should put it away finally. But yeah, it was a good time. I got to go for like almost 3 weeks. Was it almost 2 weeks? I don't remember anymore. 2.5 weeks.
But you were there. Something.
I was there for a while. I got a lot done. No, I feel like the last time I went to Japan, past few times I've been to Japan, I kind of just like let myself wander. But this time I had like set goals. I made like my reservations. I booked my plans, and I felt like very accomplished at the end. So it was a very fulfilling trip.
Hey, nice. Yeah, you went to the Sakurazaka Cafe, right?
Oh.
Yes, that was pretty fun. I had the goods somewhere in my room, but now I pushed everything to the side, so my room looks cleaner. Yeah, there's some goods in like this closet and this closet. I stuffed everything away, but it was quite small, and they did it in like cycles. But it was like nice to be able to like sit in the room with a bunch of other fans, listen to the music, have the food is like it's serviceable. I think like more you want to go there more for like the desserts and the sweets than the actual food. I think that's kind of the general rule of thumb when you go to those kinds of like collaboration cafes, that you want to have. You generally can't go wrong with the sweets and the drinks.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to go for. And I think the one I got was pretty good. I think I got like Mi-chan's cream puff. I think most of it was good, but then they had like one thing that they do is they have like a lot of like when you have like parfaits and like those kinds of desserts, they have like cornflakes, and I don't really like cornflakes, so it's like I had most of it, and then like
just picking around it,
and like I took like one extra bite, and then like I didn't realize there was cornflakes at the bottom, and I was like, ugh. So I was taken aback a bit, but it was still, I had good luck. I pulled like a Hikaru pin, which was pretty cool.
Ooh.
Here, I might have it here.
I should imagine Tam just eating the cornflakes. No, I don't want this anymore. Take this back to the chef.
It's funny because they delivered it's not here. They delivered the dessert before the actual food. I ordered like 10 pasta. But they gave that to me like afterwards, and I was like, "This is the wrong order."
Just to really reiterate what the highlight of this meal is gonna be.
It's like we know you're here for the idols, so we'll just I'm sure you'll just eat whatever. And I got to like right behind, like where I was sitting, like right behind me was like the costumes. So there was like the Nobody's Fault costume and the As You Know album like uniform, and I feel like you appreciate those details a lot more when you see it in person. Like especially the uniform, it's like it looks so clean, and it doesn't look like a costume. It looks like an actual like school uniform like remix. So I think it's really cool. For the Nobody's Fault one, I feel like when you see it in person, like on the mannequin, it looks kind of like deflated. But I imagine like when they actually wear it in the concerts, they think they have like some sort of like petticoat or like underskirt to give more volume to the bottom.
Yeah,
Like
to give it structure. Yeah.
Swooshing the skirt, but so it's like interesting to see it like just as is, and you're like, I feel, and that's this is the right costume. It feels weird. Yeah, so that was one of the many. I think I went to like 3 collaboration cafes, and the Sakurazaka one was one of them. The other one were like anime related. But
Oh yeah, I saw your blue. You read your
yeah,
blue lock right up.
I did blue lock. That one I like. Luckily, I got the reservation on the last day, which was very. I was like, yes, I got it. So that was nice. I still need to write my. I was gonna write an account for my Chainsaw Man one, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But that one, I think that one, like the food was, that was definitely the best one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they had like this like little pochita, like it's like an ice cream thing, but it was really cute. My friend got it, and I was just like staring at it because I you know when you go to those kinds of things, you don't want to get the same food as your friend because you want to take a photo of everything.
Yeah.
That's not the point of them, right?
Yeah, you want to take a photo of everything and like admire it in person. So it's like I was thinking like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna get that, and then he's like, oh, I think I was gonna get that. I was like, oh crap, I have to get something else.
All right, fine.
So it's like, okay.
The person's like, I'll have the same thing. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I think I got like a strawberry shortcake. I mean, it still tasted good, but I was like, oh, man, I wanted the pochita.
Should have made him switch.
I'm looking at some of the comments. The fabric is kind of thin. No, I think just the I think some of the costumes they have the underlayers underneath to make it look more voluminous. I don't think it's the fabric itself. I just think it's what they displayed wasn't like the full costume, if that makes sense. Like there was still more accessories and like layering that goes on. Yeah. So I think that's the thing. But as you know, like the actual like uniforms, they look like professionally done. I mean, they are professionally done, but they look like actual uniforms. They look like something you could wear, month, like something that you could wear like to like a private school, like month after month. You could send it to the dry cleaner and they'll be in good condition. Like it looks really good. And yeah, the thing that the way that the cafe works is that I think you could only be there for like it's like 60-minute slots, and then like I think at the 45-minute mark you can't order anymore, and then at like the 60-minute mark you have to go to make room for the next round of customers. So it's
all reservation,
chewing you out, dude.
Yeah, it's a bit tight, which is a bit unfortunate, but I guess like especially for the Tokyo one, I think the reservations are pretty full. I think there's locations in Hokkaido, in Fukuoka and Osaka, and I think those were like generally pretty available. So I don't know, they might have been a bit more flexible, but for Tokyo, it's like, get out, man.
Yeah, that's the thing with all those pop-up cafes. If you go to like a more stationary one, like the One Piece one, it's like, all right, just go in. It's like a cafeteria. Just order whatever you want.
Yeah. Some of those they're so competitive.
Well, if it's not like limited time, then they can afford that, right? But if it's like a small like window, then it's like part of it is the novelty of like this is limited, right? So you gotta like try to sell as much as they can. But yeah, we got a lot of news to talk about this week. I feel kind of bad. I was like trying to tell Tam before. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a chill week. We can just talk about the new Sakurazaka members, and then like the past couple days, everything just kind of popped off. But maybe it's a good thing we can hear Tam's opinions on a lot of things. So why don't we just go ahead and get into it? I think the first thing is some general Sakamichi group news. We had Tokyo Girls Collection. Well, it was a few things, right? It was also Kansai Collection this past weekend, I believe, and then also what is it?
There was, I forgot what city it was. But like those kind of general like fashion shows.
Fashion shows, yeah. I'm like blanking. I had this prepared before and I just can't remember anymore. But anyways, we're mainly gonna talk about Tokyo Girls Collection because that had a majority of our Sakamichi members there. So of course we had from Nogizaku, we had Umezawa, Endo, Kanegawa, Tsutsui, Yamashita, and Yoda. From Sakurazaka, we had Kobayashi Yui, Tamura Habu, Fujiyoshi Karen, Moria Renault, and Yamasaki 10. From Hinatazaka, we had Kato, Shiho, Kanemura, Miku, Kosaka Now, Saito, Kyoko, Sasaki Kumi, Takamoto Ayaka, and Hamagishi Hiyori. And then some former members, we had Watanabe Risa from Sakurazaka prior, who was also the featured model, and Hori was there as well.
I like how in the news article they put Nogizaka no OG.
Oh, the OG herself, dude. So yeah, kind of nice. Everybody looking nice, dude. You got to see some of the closest thing we get to a collab is when they hang out at the same event with each other and post pictures on social media, dude. Like, oh, Habu and Ume took some pictures together, but
Because if they got together for events or something, they would lose so much money from that. Gain zero money from the collab.
Yeah, it was cool. Happy to see that Risa's popping off, dude. The featured model. Good for her.
It's nice to kind of see her consistently since grad. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think for Sakurazaka, like Fujiyoshi, Morita, and Moria are like the only ones who are not featured models and were in the show. So I think everyone else is like exclusive or regular model, but I think those three aren't. I guess Morita has her like serialization in AR, but then Karin and Renat don't. Oh no,
Yeah.
Sorry, Renat does have the Anan serialization. So I guess it's just Karin, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well, because kind of tangentially related, but not exactly. We had what Yui, like Yui Pon, right, and Takamoto Ayaka and Hamagishi Hiyori have been announced to be regular models for andGIRL.
Yay!
Yeah, so lots of model contract. I think was Pon like with before, or
Yeah, so Pon and Hiyori were both with, but I think they changed to like irregular serialization. I think it's, or like maybe once every quarter or something like that. It's kind of like inconsistent now. So I'm glad that they have another magazine to go for.
Yeah, good for them. I know like this is at least like a very good way for them to like have like a solid like female fan base, right? Like regular appearance in like fashion magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how like our OG Mayan,
right? Yeah,
was popping off from the beginning.
Yeah, it's healthy, to have them have like a very wide selection of fans, not just all bunch of wodas just screaming at the top of our lungs. You Chozetsu kawaii, dude. Now it's like a bunch of girls at the fashion show screaming out like you.
Which I guess it's kind of been like Sakamichi's kind of like thing. Like they've always like taken little parts in things here and there, whether it's like TV or magazines or fashion shows. So it shows that they're able to be more more inclusive to that kind of thing.
Yeah, have like a more diverse portfolio.
Compared to like how they did the previous group, where it's like more WOTA focused. Now it's kind of like spread out to the general population.
Yeah, the chat's pointing out that Ayaka had JJ magazine, which I actually Habu was in that one too, right?
JJ,
yeah, and that changed to like irregular as well. Higuchi Hina was also in that one, but I'm not exactly sure what the status. The print magazines in Japan, like sometimes they're popping off, and sometimes it's like, oh, we haven't sold enough, we're gonna go into like hibernation. So
yeah.
But it's nice to see a new magazine emerge, and it's nice to see that our girls got new contracts. So
exactly, yeah. But it's not, talking about not seeing too many collabs. Well, here's another one. We've got the new joint Sakamichi drama actress, right? This is going to be the sequel to why can't I remember? Borderless. I was about to say Borderlands. I'm like, that's the game. But yeah, so we have the sequel to Borderless. as actress. So we have a few returning cast members, right? Saito Kyoko, Pon, and who else is
Hikaru.
returning?
Oh, and
Hikaru, yeah,
Sarah
Runa.
too.
And
Actually,
Sarah,
Mhm.
right?
yeah,
Wait,
those
yeah.
four.
Yes, I know
Yeah.
there.
So I think we have a synopsis from the website, but I'm gonna go with the translation. Thank you, Saku Central, dude. Coming in clutch. So we can read this together. The drama is set 5 years after the events in Borderless. Mori now, played by Morito Hikaru, Katayama Kiri, played by Saito Kyoko, and Ichihara Kotone, played by Kobayashi Yui, have moved on to live independent lives until one day a novel written by Kiri was published under the name of a popular young actress, Mase Kana. While Kiri disapproves, she is unable to go against it. But after the novel is published, an incident occurs as if reproducing the events from the novel. It's hard to believe that is merely a coincidence, but they do not have the slightest clue why someone would imitate the novel either. As they attempt to get closer to the truth, another inescapable tragedy slowly creeps up on them.
You can't catch a break.
Yeah, dude. Interesting. Did any of you guys watch Borderless?
Only a little bit of it. Oh, did you watch it, Sam?
I was subbing that one. So
Oh, okay. Well, very good.
So
How was
Tam
that
one?
yeah, it's interesting to see which characters are coming back. I mean, it makes sense to the story. And then we have like Rei, Riria, and Runa are all new, so I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. I guess the one person that is not coming back was Sakura, Endo Sakura.
Hmm.
But her story was pretty separate from that, the overarching. Well, hers is kind of like separate from the rest of them. It was relevant. They all intertwined, but hers was kind of like the most disconnected. So I'm not surprised that she's not coming back.
Hmm.
But I'm interested to see the other roles the other members play, because obviously I like Karuna a lot, and I think Grace's a pretty good actress from what I've seen on like different things. So looking forward to it.
See, chat, are you happy
so
Tam is here? If it was just me and Jimmy, would have been like, oh, that's cool, I guess. We haven't watched it, but I guess we'll go.
I watched like the trailer on Netflix and I moved on, you know? Like,
Oh, Risa is also not. Risa was also in. Oh wait, no, Risa and Hiyori were also in it. But like, yeah, their story also concluded, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I have to say, I think Risa was the worst actress.
oh no. It's okay. She's got modeling. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it could also be that she got a pretty bad character. I mean, it was kind of. I think, yeah, maybe the writing wasn't the best, but also, and I'm gonna roast a little bit, but I think okay, so the writing is interesting, and I think unfortunately, Pawn got like the most boring character. Like, you know, I feel like her character was like equivalent to like the anime moms who like. I mean, her character doesn't die because obviously she's in this one, but like she's the kind of like the equivalent to like the anime mom that's like dies like early on, like with the side ponytail and like beige color scheme.
Not the Full Metal Alchemist mom, dude. No,
it's like very little characterization, just like very calm. That's how
a good mom. That's her character.
Yeah, yeah.
Who was my inspiration?
Moms
She's a good mom.
Yeah. So how do you feel about this plot? Is it like, at least from the synopsis, is it intriguing?
I mean,
based on the characters?
it seems to be bringing in like Morita and Hikaru and Kyoko were kind of like, I guess, like the main drivers of the like the plot, I guess. So I like Kyoko's character, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And I think Sarah's probably the strongest actress from last time. She was like the angsty younger sister, and Pon was like the anime mom older sister.
Yeah,
so I'm interested in seeing how their dynamic had developed from the last season. So I mean, I'll definitely watch it.
This is supposed to be like what, 5 years after Borderless, right?
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if they're like still the same characters, or what has changed in 5 years, right?
Homecoming. It's been 5 years. Let's see how much my character's developed. Oh, Mom.
She has
Okay.
kids now. She has kids. She dies the second episode.
Oh no.
Oh man, that'd be
If she's
terrible.
not wiping a table, she dies, dude. That's like that's the curse.
Slack.
Yeah, I forgot she was like she was like doing like cleaning the tables the whole time.
Oh no.
Because like she like her dad like owned a cafe or something, and that was like basically all she would do. Like she would like kind of be like smiling really gently, and then like Sarah would be like angsty and getting mad at her older sister. I'm just like roasting the show.
Good,
I mean,
dude.
I think it's still fun to watch, and I think I'm interested in the addition of the new characters. So
Okay.
So we'll have to see. So stay tuned for that. Exciting to see some of the Sakamichi kids hanging out, doing some projects together. But yeah, that's kind of it for the all group news, I guess you could say.
Yeah, which is kind of rare, so good to have.
Yeah, we got 3 different things. So
yeah, dude. I honestly was expecting like the new gens to like have a collab first. Since we kind of got like new gens in each of the groups kind of within a close proximity of time from each other. And
that would be nice.
Yeah, like especially I think a lot of like the Nogizaka like Goki were talking about how they went to go see the Sakurazaka Motenashikai, right, for the third gens there. So I was like, oh, maybe. But so I was hoping for that, but still cool to see some stuff. I'm just putting this out in the air because I know that there's some seed and flower plants listening to this stream.
Yep, they here. They watch the VOD.
Yeah. Just an idea. Just an idea.
But
anyways, let's go move to the Hinatazaka news. We got a new photo book. Hey, continuing that trend of a new photo book every month. Some good news there. Unfortunately, it is a graduation photo book. It's for our girl Kageyama Yuka, who announced graduation a little while back. But not too much news about it yet. We just kind of got the Amazon.co.jp listing for that with a release date set for May 9th. So as we get some more information on that, we'll be sure to present it to you guys.
I think there's a couple preview pictures out now.
Oh, are there?
I think there was 3. One of them is her like
social medias
in the soccer uniform, right?
Yeah, I think it was like Kageyama_Tokyo. I think that's what it was.
Okay, let me go to the. That's bad. Fill the air, dude.
From what I saw, it seems like it's gonna be all right. It seems like the graduation books are a little bit more geared towards the members than the regular photo books are, from what I've seen. Like
I'm sure there's gonna be like pages of interviews.
Yeah.
Like photos.
I think that adds like a nice personal touch.
Their friends. Yeah. I like it that they like, especially like I think my favorite photo book from was it last year that Risa graduated? Oh man. It feels like
what is time anymore? It's fine. I feel it.
I liked hers a lot since like she had like those like shoots with her friends, including Neru, which was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then like she did like the shoots. Yeah, it was nice. Like it's nice to have like that personal touch.
Yeah. And you still get like photo book elements in it too. So it's like if you miss that, then it's like, oh, you get that too.
Yeah, it's like you get like a third of like each kind of like you get a third of like traditional photo book. You get a third of like your like collaboration photo shoots, and then you have like a third of like interviews and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Did you find it, Jimmy?
Yeah, I already showed it on the screen.
Oh, okay.
While you guys were talking, but yeah, looks cute. Apparently, there's some more shots of it over on her Instagram. So if you guys aren't already following her, make sure you guys go give her a follow on IG, dude. That's going to be Kageyama Yuka, all one word, _official. Hey, look at her, dude. No weird punctuations in her account, but yeah, you can see some more previews of her photo book there. Next we got Hinatazaka46 announced their 9th single.
Oh,
hey, another announcement with not too much news besides a release date. But yep, it's going to be 4 different types, and we have the the date set for April 19th. So just a little bit over a month from now. So we
Oh,
can probably start
Crazy.
expecting some promotional stuff soon. In that
Oh, we
vein,
got the photos.
we got the photos, right? Let me pull those up. Did you guys these are literally just came out as we started the show, I believe, right? Like, or
Yeah.
started the stream, so extremely new. For once, giving us the news before the show ends. Thank you, Hinatazaka. What did you guys think about these photos?
I think they look really nice.
Yeah, the light and airy feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that it's an actual background. You know.
Also, I really like their new uniforms. Actually, it's really nice.
Oh yeah. It's like a very clean, like school uniform look, right? Even
I'm looking forward to seeing the full look, but I like that that like the jackets are like cropped at like the waist. I think it looks really flattering on them. I think the bolo ties are interesting, but it's been a while since I've seen that on a costume. I think the last time that I remember, well, maybe not the last time, but like one of the times I remember them wearing like the bolo ties was like Nagizaka for Inochi wa Utsukushi. They had like the bolo ties in that uniform as well, if I remember correctly. I think it's fun. I really like this costume. I really like this uniform.
Yeah.
And hopefully the skirts are not too long, but I think sometimes like for Sakurazaka, like the skirts are like all the way up to their ankles, but if it's like right underneath their knees, I think that's like the perfect length. I think this is definitely a top tier uniform.
Yeah, I like the Yonki outfits as well. Right, it's got kind of like the very classic private school look to it.
It looks nice.
Nice light color to them.
Anybody's photo stands out to you? Any
let's see. I do like how they're consistent with like the overblown look in the background and the lighting on their face. Where it's like you can see like overblown, like I'm looking at Kumi right now, and then you can see like on her cheek, it's like whites because how blown out it is, and it matches the flowers in the back. So I do like how they're being consistent with that.
It seems intentional and not like a washed out passport, right? Like
yeah.
Like it's definitely like supposed to allude to like a very bright sunny day vibe and not like Nogizaka profile pictures, right?
The worst profile pictures.
It's just missing like 100 layers of Photoshop.
God. I'm not
I
sure
really like Tomita's.
Yeah, hers is nice.
Her hair looks great.
Yeah, like the shadow and the highlights on her face is also very even too, so it's like very flattering.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
I'm going to say Ushio. I feel like it's simple to the point. The highlights are nice on her face without being like super overblown.
Her hair looks really good.
But, and the hair is on point. Yeah.
It kind of looks like it's like she's getting like the Beyonce like hair, like the fan in her face.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it's in motion though. I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's definitely a very nice nice photo.
All right, Jimmy, what's yours?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, dude. All right. I like want to say Osushi, but there's a hard no. You can't say your Oshimen rule. So I'm trying to. All right, I'm gonna bypass the system. I'm gonna say Takamoto Ayaka. I think.
Oh, that's
I was about to say Nibu, but I think Takamoto has a really nice one. I like the posing. It's it's very elegant, right? It's not quite yearbook photo, but it kind of has that vibe in a nice
little
way.
Turn.
yeah. But it just comes off more like casual, right? It's almost like she was walking and they're like, "Oh, hey, can you? Oh, what?" You know?
I do like how the lighting kind of matches the background a little bit more because it's coming from like the side a little, and in the background it's like goes from bright to dark. These are the things I noticed. Instead of looking at the members, I'm like, oh, let me see the lighting, how it matches with the background.
Yeah. So
I think this is like
yeah.
a set though, and they just have a camera set up because if you notice, some of the clouds are repeated on some of them, and on different members, it's
Mhm.
repeated. So they probably
Oh
just had it set
yeah,
up, and then they just like walked in one day.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
It definitely
I
looks like
wouldn't be
that.
surprised if the sky was just composited, but
The flower is like there's like one branch that sticks up the
Mhm.
same in each
Mhm.
one, so it's probably the same set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice photos though. Good job, Hinata Zaka.
Looks really nice.
Yeah. So I hope that this is signs of things we can look forward to with the ninth single, you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know I think some people were saying I don't know how likely this is, but I think when Kumi like showed the sign with the announcement, I think that's what it was, that it was
Mhm.
Konoka's light stick colors. So
Oh.
Mm.
I don't know how likely. I mean, it's just I saw it on Twitter. I'm not like a like microscope studying Hinata
Yeah, yeah.
fan, but I just wanted to throw that out there because that's what I saw it on my timeline.
So
Okay.
if it's
Okay.
right, then people be like, "Dang, Tam's a genius." dude."
No, I saw it on Twitter. It's not my theory.
What kind of single would you want out of the ninth single for Hinata Zaka?
Something that heralds spring.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Let's go in theme with these profile pictures. Something more
Yes,
airy, a little more fun.
something maybe with like
Mhm.
like a nice bright piano.
Mm.
Yeah. I want like Kyun vibes. You know, we definitely. I feel like it's been a while since they've done something just very
Mm.
cute,
Or like
youthful, and
Doremi.
fun.
Mhm,
Doremi.
mhm, mhm.
I love Doremi. I love Doremi so much. Yeah, so yeah, something like that would be fun.
Hmm.
I mean, I like that they kind of took a break from that just to show that
Hmm.
they do have a lot of
Mm.
range, right? But you know, they've done that now. It's completely fine to go back. You know.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, so that's gonna be our news coming up from Hinata Zaka 46. So probably yeah, stay tuned, viewers. We'll probably get some more info on that as the weeks
Yeah.
come.
Especially so close to
Probably
release,
yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
feels so
literally
sudden.
releasing.
right?
Yeah, yeah, it suddenly dropped. It's like, oh, by the way, it's coming out next month. Like, oh, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Um, moving on to Hinata Zaka or moving on from Hinata Zaka to Sakurazaka46 news. We have first some more photo book news coming out from Ozono Rei. This time we have the title and the covers for her book have been announced. So it's going to be what Hanbun Hikari Hanbun Kage, right? Half light, half shadow.
Mhm.
Um, we've got the normal version, the Lopi HMV version, the Rakuten version, and then the Kinokuniya version. All very nice. I did laugh a little bit when she was showing this on a I think it was like a
Oh yeah.
showroom stream. She like covered up the chest on the
Mhm.
the Kino version. I'm like, yeah, I don't blame you. I'd be a little embarrassed too, personally, you know. But it's not super bad. It's all very cute though. What do you guys think about these covers?
I
Mm.
think
Anyone stand out?
the second one looks like a cover for a book.
Oh, okay.
Like
Mm.
have you I don't know I don't know if you remember what like Yuka and like
Mhm,
Miho
mhm.
they've released like books like their essay books. That looks
Mm.
like one of those covers. It's probably it might be the same photographer even.
Yeah, I could definitely say that.
Takeo.
Yeah, Takeo
Um,
deck. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
he does all
might.
these shits.
Yeah, he does. He books all those jobs.
Mhm.
But so I'm not a big fan of that one because I think it looks a bit. I mean, she looks really pretty, but it's like kind of not very interesting.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
just like a
Um,
headshot, right?
Yeah, even
I
the
think
background isn't interesting, it's just green.
the Rakuten one would have been nicer if it had like more dramatic lighting.
That cup in the background distracts me way too much. I'm just like, "Ah, just move it." And
It's
it's still crooked too, and I'm like, "Ah."
Yeah,
uh,
dude. What
now
are
that
these
you mention
horizon lines, dude?
now that you mention it. So I think I have to put my vote for the regular and the Kino Kuniya one.
Yeah, I was like, I want to say the Kino version, but I don't want to sound like a lewd guy, dude. It's not because of I think it just has like the most like interesting expression, right? It's like
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it kind of like has like almost like a very like intimate vibe, right? For lack of a better word, just yeah, I think she looks very pretty there. The regular version is very nice too, kind of intimate in a different way, right? It just seems like a very close, like yeah, like moment between friends or something like that. You know, she's being very vulnerable, laying down.
Mhm.
Sun,
Mm.
the lights on her hands, and then the shadow underneath there, dude.
Yeah. I feel like, especially with the recent photo books, it's such like a quick turnaround time, it seems that
Mm-hmm.
I wish, like, like I feel like they look good, they look fine, but they're not like at the level I want them to be at.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Like the only one recently that I've been like, yeah, this is a solid photo book has been Mai's recent photo book, and that
I
one
haven't,
really
I still haven't seen
My
her
like
like
Fukagawa Mai.
Fuga.
yeah like OG Nogizaka, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, I
but I
haven't
don't
seen
think
that
that's
one
like
yet.
a. I mean, that's from her company though, right? That's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
like
No, but I'm just like
Yeah.
relating into like something I've seen
Oh,
recently where
just
like
in general. Okay, okay.
yeah, and I've
okay.
seen recently where I'm like, yeah, this is like solid. But then like I
Mm.
feel like
Mm.
a lot of the recent Sakamichi ones have kind of been like, okay, I kind of seen this before. Like nothing really
Yeah.
surprises me. It's kind of like
Yeah, I mean, also
okay,
it doesn't help that it's
formula.
been consistently in Japan.
Yeah,
Mm.
that
Um,
too.
so I don't know if you guys saw, but oh my god, what's her name? Hongo Yuzuha from NMB. She did one in Thailand, I think.
Oh
Oh,
shoot!
Yeah, and
Hope
it's
for some international photo books again.
yeah. So I saw the photos were really nice too.
Sure.
I think this is. I was like really. I mean, I could. And I know that she does a lot of gravure shoots. But it's
Mm.
actually like her second photo book in less than a year. So I was like, damn, okay,
hmm,
good for her. And then she got to go to Thailand too, which is nice. So hopefully
Yeah.
get a Sakamichi girl abroad.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Please.
the photos could be crappy. I just want a little bit more diversity in
Yeah. Yeah.
like the photos at this point.
hmm
I'm just like,
hmm
man, I'm buying so many of these photo books because like I love these girls, but then it's like this looks exactly the same like the last
Yeah.
one.
Like, all
Mm.
right, let's do the formula. Let's have the checklist.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
take all these
very
pictures.
samey. Like
Yeah.
I think my favorite one recently, and this isn't like super high praise or anything like that, is probably like Osushi's. But like
Mm,
it's a very thick book, and I feel like if they had just kept to like the best shots, it would have been a
Mm,
really good book. But then
yeah.
it's
mm,
like you have like maybe like I want to say like a dozen really great pages, and then the
mm.
rest is like okay, this is every Sakamichi photo book I've seen,
Mm,
you know.
mm,
Yeah,
So
that's why I have to give like the props to Maymay's, even though it had some like weird shots, and I think the lighting would be weird sometimes in there. I think
mm,
it was interesting. Like I didn't get bored
mm,
flipping through it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I did like Nebu's a lot because I think it was very like the colors are very vivid, but yeah, it's just kind of gotten a bit boring.
mm.
yeah. I think it's just because it's like for like a better word, I feel like they've just gotten lazy, you know, because
Oh,
it's
of
like
course, yeah, totally,
yeah, we could
totally.
totally sell these books just like, "Oh, Hatsuno Mizuki, dude. Oh, Hatsuno Ranjure," and everyone's like,
Literally every single
"Oh,
one.
Ozono Rei, all right, dude," you know? And it's just like,
Like,
"Guys,
who's looking
please
at the photo books at this point, being like, I don't know.
stop
That's the only thing that'll convince me if it's Hatsuno
stop
Bikini.
simping for 1 second. We can get better, dude. That's all I'm
hmm
saying, dude."
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
that's very true.
Mm,
The fans would buy anyways, so.
yeah. That's why it's like, I don't know, I like joked about it because like, I used to, like, review photo books on my old YouTube channel, right? And I was like, you know, it always ended exactly the same. I'd like make some point like, oh, if you're, you know, if you're a so and so fan, this is definitely a pickup. I'm like, of course they're gonna pick it up, dude. You
Yeah.
know, like,
There's a couple photo books I was like, even if you're a fan, don't pick it up.
oh, I know you'd be surprised, dude, because you're looking at it as like a photographer, dude. Like, as trash as like Hori's first book is, I'm sure there's like Hori
So
fans out
trash.
there that are like, oh, this is great, dude. Look at how cute she looks, dude.
That
You
was
know.
Jimmy. He's probably looking at it like, oh, I love this.
That was, I'm talking about me, dude.
Yeah,
Uh,
Horrors is one of like I remember I bought when I was in Japan, then I got rid of it because it was so
it's like I'm good. I'm good.
Don't need
Yeah,
this one.
dude. Don't you love the Las Vegas, like, traveled to Vegas just to shoot in, like, the hotel courtyard, dude? A couple of shots in the
Not even
lawn
on the
of
strip, it's like off
the
the strip.
Residence Inn, dude, or whatever they stayed at. Oh, man. So, I don't know. I don't wanna say I'm completely pessimistic. I'm just kind of I'm cautious about this Ozono Rei photo book. We'll see what
Mm.
as, more previews come out. Hopefully, it's something different.
I don't know.
I'm
It's
not
shot by
betting on
Takeo
it. I'm
Deck,
not
so it's
counting
like
on it.
he's
Yeah.
kind of that like check. All right, let's check off all the boxes kind of photographer. So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. I agree. I think I might just buy one version rather than all of the versions, like I've
Oh,
done for a lot of the Sakurazaka ones. Yeah, it's like I'm like looking at like all like the Hono ones and like all the Pon ones they bought. And I'm like, dude, I don't need this.
Oh, man,
I feel that.
the pawn one was I don't wanna get into that anyways.
Oh, to
Oh,
finish it
that
off,
was
the Kinokuniya one is actually the cover that I like, just because the hand on the regular cover distracts me way too much. How overblown it is.
oh,
Mhm.
now that
It's
you
like my
mention it, it
eyes
looks
just like
really
immediately go
strange.
to that.
Now that you mention it, it looks a bit weird.
Dude, that's the Hanbun Hikari, Josh. What's wrong
No,
with
I
you,
I do
dude?
like it because of that. I do like it because it
And
is
then underneath, you have
Hanbun, right?
Hanbun Kage,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
I do like it because of that. But if it
Now I
wasn't
feel
so
you
bright,
can't see like where it looks kind of contorted. Like you
uh,
can't see like what like the lines and like
It's
the
almost like
distinctions.
an AI drawing of a hand, dude. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, it looks like that.
Um,
yeah.
yeah. So that's it for Ozono Rei's photo book. Hopefully we'll get some more previews and it looks good. So far I've been personally a little bit underwhelmed by their previews.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, she looks cute,
Yeah,
but
pretty
that's,
much.
anyone can make Ozono Rei look cute, dude. That's the issue, right? Just like,
Mhm.
all right, great
How,
job,
how do you take
photographer, I
how do you take
guess.
it to the next step? All right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Then you get some like new photographers that are like a little bit more experimental. I think.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Uh, Next we got some new Gen member news from Sakurazaka46. So, initially they it had the first batch of members, right? But there's two that couldn't be unveiled yet, because of I think it was. Did it ever clearly say, or was it like academic reasons, or was
Um,
it?
I mean, it definitely is academic reasons, but I don't think they explicitly said it. They just said
Yeah,
they'll reveal it at them at a later
Hmm.
date. So there
yeah. I
they
feel like that
are.
was just the assumption that we all made. But yeah, so we had the new videos for that's gonna be Murai Yu first, right? They had hers come out, I believe. Oh, it's loud. Like, at some point last week, and then after that, we had, what is it? Yamashita Shizuki joining, all the other Sakamichi Yamashitas, right?
hmm Her character is one away from being the same as Zuki's.
Yeah, dude. It's like, when you're playing Idol Manager, dude, and, they have, like, the fake idol names based off of real members, dude. It's like, "Oh, dude, we can't put Yamashita Mizuki in there." It's fine, dude. Just make it Yamashita Shizuki, dude. Oh, okay. Here we go. But she's, she's cute. I see a lot of people already going ham for Yamashita, it seems like.
Oh,
Yeah, I think she's gonna be the clear favorite. I mean, she definitely is. I mean, her goods sold out during the Omotenashikai.
I think.
Like her
Jeez.
Was she the only
her
one?
towel, yeah. I mean, I don't know, maybe not the only one, but she was definitely the first one on both
Okay.
days that she sold out her
Mm.
towels. Um,
Mhm.
I think
And being
it's funny
introduced
because
so
I
late.
think she was like the like introduced like 2 weeks before, I think, before the actual showcase.
Dang.
It's crazy because like everyone else we've been seeing them for like a month now via the unveiling, like the video unveiling, the documentaries and stuff like that. But sometimes the being cute is
Yeah,
enough to put
dude.
you at the
I'm also gonna
top.
factor to like it being so fresh in people's minds that maybe it's like, oh, you know.
But I think I really actually these actually might already be like my top 2 favorite members from third gen. Just 'cause I think they also like have fun contrast. Like Murayu,
Mm.
she's like she didn't know Sakurazaka at all before applying. But she like did a lot. Like she for her hobby was like dancing. She did like hip hop dancing, like all sorts of like jazz and maybe not jazz, I don't know. But she did like all these genres of dances. So she's obviously very passionate about it. And then like as she's like applying to colleges and like kind of feeling a bit unsure about her future, her mom told her to apply.
Story, ooh, it's the best story.
That's always my favorite narrative for idols. It's like, oh yeah, I've seen that for like so many of my favorites. Like they didn't know what to do for the future, and then their teacher or their brother or someone told them to apply, and then so she came. So she joined the group, and then we have Shizuki, which is like the complete opposite, where she is a Sakamichi fan who collected the bromides of the members.
Yeah.
So she's definite fan. So I kind of like the contrast of those two. Like they during the Omotenashikai, they were like paired together, and I kind of like that contrast. Like here's someone who is a newbie, and here's someone who is a collector. So it's fun.
It's cool. I think I also really like that contrast because it's like, I don't know, to me the whole appeal of like the big idol groups, right? Like all the 46 groups, or even like all the 48 groups, is that like there's so many different people, and the joy of that is that like you get it's like everyone brings something unique to the table, right? And that's like the fun is finding which character or personality resonates with you the most. And it's like I don't know, I kind of get like not upset, but just like annoyed when fans always have this expectation that all of them need to like respect the history of the group. And I'm just like, that's kind of, I don't know, like I feel like it's fun when you have someone new with zero expectations of what they're supposed to be, like inject that into the group,
Yeah, and then someone that could, they may not be that familiar with them, but they could slowly learn to love the group as much as we do. I think it's nice that we have a good like variety of those kinds of girls.
Yeah. So now that we've had all the members revealed and we had their Omotenashikai list last weekend, who are the standouts for you, Tim?
Well, I think I would definitely say, I mean, Shizuku definitely makes a big impact. I think like her visuals are very strong. She centered Samidareyo, and I think she did pretty well. Again, like considering like we hadn't seen her until like until like 2 weeks beforehand, you're like, wow, like I don't know what I expected from her. But she did really well. Murayu, she centered Ban, which was also, no, not Ban, Nobody's Fault.
Nobody's Fault,
yeah, and she did a good job too. I mean, she was like, the one with the experienced dance, so it was nice to see her as well. Obviously Ishimori was like the one that was, became the center for Ban because of they did like
the training camp, right?
Yeah, the training camp. I think they chose a center based on random, and she got the position, and obviously a very hard and challenging song, but she did very well. So I mean, honestly, so I feel like so many members made a good impression on me. Like I was kind of like I was optimistic, but not like super duper 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 hyped for Sanki as like I was for maybe like Nogi 5th generation. But then like seeing them perform and seeing them on stage, I was like, I think we actually got a good batch of members.
Yeah. I honestly wasn't expecting, because I surprising myself went all in on Nogizaka 5th gen. I was like, oh dude, I am their biggest stan now. I don't know how this happened. Literally 2 weeks prior, I was like, it's too early for a new generation. This is messed up for 4.5 gen, dude. No, I'm never gonna accept them now. I'm like, oh, Ioki Mao all day, every day. But so I was like, I wasn't expecting to kind of like have this happen again, like, I mean, I was excited. I feel like, at least for me, I felt like Sakurazaka was hitting like not like, for lack of a better word, a stale point for me as a fan. Like
yeah, I agree.
I needed like, I was like, I hope they can breathe some new life into this group and garner some new excitement for me. And I think this is like the first time I knew all the members before they appeared on their variety show. You know, like I like
yeah.
yeah, I like even before the Motenashi guy, I already like, knew all of them. I was like, oh, dude, I'm
Mhm.
so like watching it. Like, I want to see how this girl is, and that girl. Like, um, so it's really exciting. I think, yeah, I agree. I think they have like a really good batch of members. Yeah, too soon for me to say who is like my Oshimen for at least this third gen, but I think my standout as of now is Taniguchi Airi. I think watching
Yeah.
their documentary of her training camp, like I yeah, chat. Anyone who watched my solo stream while no one was watching, I was like, she immediately stood out. I was like, yo, this girl's
Mhm.
good. She's got like a
Yeah.
very good performance ability. It reminds me of watching. I'm gonna boomer identify myself, but it reminds me of watching young Jurina. You know,
Ah.
like the vibes are very similar, in terms of like
Mhm.
how they carry themselves and how they perform. So I was like, oh, this is Natsukashi, dude. It's taking me back to my early fandom days. So hopefully she has just as good of a career.
Mm.
I think Kojima really impressed me with her piano when she was playing Joken
Mm.
Hansade during her little 2-minute part.
Mhm.
Mhm,
I was
mhm.
like, yo, she actually very good, dude. Yeah, you mentioned Ishimori Rika. I think her whole story of going from like fan doing TikToks of Sakurazaka to now being in the group itself. She's
Mhm.
also the oldest one.
Yeah, 21.
So
Mm.
yeah. So I'm like, good for her.
What are you guys' thoughts on the fact that the youngest member is 16?
Uh,
We have so
it's
everyone else is like 16 and older.
Mhm.
yeah, it's kind of I like it. This is kind of like it sounds weird because it's only 16, but this is like I think the oldest average for like a new
Yeah,
gen,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, from like 16 to 21s,
because we see like 14, 13, sometimes even 12 years old, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Hinata Zaka had an infant in their fourth gen, like
Yeah, no,
um
I was like, M Matono was the first member they unveiled, and she was 16, and
mhm.
I was like, "Oh, man, I hope that doesn't mean
Yeah, here we
we're
go.
getting, like, the
Yeah.
10-year-olds in here," but she was actually the youngest one, which I thought was really interesting.
Mm.
Mhm.
I think she's also someone that I remember, like, during the modeling segment, her legs are, like, so long, so I think she could definitely do some modeling in the
Oh
future.
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think the 2nd gen also was except for 10, they're all on the older side as well.
Mhm.
But like, you have like people born in 1998, which is like still older than a lot of the current, like they were older than a bunch of like first gen members, which I thought was interesting. Except for 10. 10
Mhm.
was like just like an
Mhm.
And it's
anomaly,
just
but
yeah.
yeah.
This little
But
goober just
Mm.
yeah, so I think it's nice to have like I feel like they kind of have like a more mature um
yeah.
mindset. And I think it kind of goes better with the general group vibe. So I think that
Yeah.
was a good move.
It is a
Mhm.
conscious choice that does have to make, so I think it is
Hmm.
something that they definitely wanna go towards more rather than just like, "Oh, let's get them younger so they last in the group longer." Like, it feels like they
Yeah.
care more about, like,
Yeah.
"Okay, let's make sure we get solid members."
Mm.
Yeah. It seems like they really wanted members that were going to be ready to push out as quickly as possible. It feels like
Yeah.
because I mean, like it's funny because like I remember watching their documentary of their training camp, and then like I get it why their senseis have to be kind of harsh, and like kind of keep them focused. It's like, oh, this isn't ready for the stage yet. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I've seen some Sakurazaka members, like I've seen some of their senpais. I think they're pretty good, but it is. I think there's a lot of polish already, which is nice. As far as like the performance side of things. I think
Mhm.
what is it? Endo, the girl who played drums
Oh
during
yeah,
her
yeah.
Mm.
documentary or her solo video. I think she was kind of like one of the least experienced when it came to dancing, and not in a mean way. It does show, but I think
Mm.
her progress has also really shown from
Mm.
like the beginning of their training camp to what she showed on stage. So yeah, I think they're a very very good bunch. I'm really as a fan, I'm like super excited to see what happens with this generation. I'm like trying to look through my notes. I was just it's just incoherent, dude. I was like, Irie, she plays guitar, you know.
I saw it was singing and playing guitar, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Irie,
Yeah.
Irie. Yeah,
I can remember that. Yeah.
I was upset they didn't turn up her guitar enough.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I think from a little bit
out to you, Josh?
Okay. The little bit that I saw from the Omotenashikai was Kojima, like you're saying, with the piano. I feel like she also has like a bit of a stage presence to her, which I noticed, especially when she talks. And then also you, I did notice a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think those two right now are kind of like the standouts for me.
Yeah. Wow, I'm just more impressed that Josh knows the names of any new gens already, dude. Truly, the Sakurazaka Sanki hype is strong in the Slope podcast, dude.
I just remembered it because Jimmy mentioned the name, and I was like, I gotta remember the name.
So yeah, we had is initially their little individual introductions, right? And then after that we had the first little dance performance, followed by the quiz, I believe, the Sakamichi quiz.
That was so hard.
All right,
dude. Yeah, okay, was it just me? I was like, am I dumb?
I already have the language difficulty, now I have the Sakamichi difficulty.
I feel like it was definitely something even fans would struggle with.
Yeah, it was like, oh, what did Morita Hikaru say scared her during this interview in this magazine? I can't remember the exact member, but it was like something like that, right? I was like, oh, you guys are reading interviews like
there
that?
There was a question about Matsuri on the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and then there's definitely some like I think SokoSaku questions too, and I'm just like, dude, like they're doing better than I am.
I was like, they had to have gotten a study sheet. Please tell me, dude,
right? Where's the study guide?
Like if they actually just knew this off the top of their head, I'm like, you guys are a bunch of nerds, dude. What is you guys should be doing this podcast, not us, dude.
Yeah, we'll step down.
We'll let them take over.
And then that was it, right? And then it went to like the mini live after that.
Yeah. And then they all read letters.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could find the translated ones on Sakusen.
Oh, okay. I'll go. I'm gonna check that out after this. Yeah, that was the Sankisei Omotenashikai. Anything you guys wanted to add about that? Anything we left out you guys want to touch on?
Oh, I did like the goods. I don't know if you've seen it. It was like the silhouettes of the members standing next to each other. But that was pretty cool. I actually ordered a shirt.
I actually haven't.
I haven't seen that either.
Keep talking, Josh. I'm gonna pull up the goods.
Okay, while you pull up the goods, I did notice that. Who was the member who was cooking?
Oh, Ishimori Rika.
Yeah, Ishimori.
Yeah. I like how she cooked the exact same thing here as she did on the TV show. Like
it wasn't the exact same. I thought it was. It wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't. But it was still omu rice, right? It was still omu rice.
She did regular omu rice on the Omotenashikai, and she did a baked omu rice.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was baked.
Oh, big difference.
Yeah. It looked good though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the shirt with the silhouettes. Did you get it in white or black?
I got the black one. I think I've bought mostly white shirts so far, like idol in terms of idol merch. So like I should probably get a black one.
Should I? Okay, I'll do this after the show.
Also, I like. You could also maybe get the towel since it has the same design on it, or the pen light too, since it also has the design. I was thinking about getting a towel, but like I don't do anything with it, so I put it in my drawer, and I was like, okay, so it doesn't collect any dust, and I put it away.
Might still in the plastic.
I have one hanger that just has all of my Oshimen towels on it.
Oh. I tried to like study how people I try to like look up photos and how people display them, but then I never do.
You should just hang them on the walls, right?
Yeah, but then I'm afraid it's gonna start sagging because like kind of like
the droop.
They look so sad when they sag, and I'm like I want it to look like nice and like uptight the whole time. So I'm okay with my t-shirts.
I think I saw someone on Twitter use like a wooden dowel, and then they kind of like rolled it over. I wasn't sure how they hung it off of that, but it looked nice. I gotta figure it out here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Sankisei Omote Nashikai. Very exciting, very fun times.
Promising.
Wishing the best for this third gen. Last bit of SokoSaku or Sakurazaka news. We have a collaboration with Sokomogatara Sakurazaka and NFTLabs. All right, that's it.
Speaking of sustainability.
Moving on.
Yeah, I don't know. They're doing a promotion for the show with NFTLabs.
Whatever that means.
Gonna be some NFTLabs, whatever. I don't blame the members. I don't blame the group. Right?
Members
Like,
are just
they're
doing
not
their
the
job.
ones trying to shill NFTs. You know what I mean? But what does disappoint me is I go through the comments on that post.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's a bunch of filthy nerds typing out Hoshi, and I'm like, have some standards. Right?
Yeah, like the worst thing that these things, there's like only 19 of them. It's like, dude, this is like what are you like? Are you gonna be the one person out of like thousands of fans to get it? It just
Yeah.
like
It's
they stopped doing like the VR square for SokoSaku, and now they're doing this crap. It's like, dude, just put the videos on YouTube already. Like I don't
Right.
stop doing all this like weird shit. I just want to see the videos on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's already there. You can just be doing that, dude. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I feel like it's the reality is this is just Sakurazaka. Like I feel like Japan in general seems to be very
ignorant about
behind when it comes to NFTs, right? Like we've
very behind.
In the West already kind of experienced our big NFT crash. Everyone's kind of even like the cringiest of crypto bros for the most part have already been like, yeah, NFTs kind of suck, dude. So
yeah, like they don't really talk about it anymore. But
yeah,
like if you see like the website, the NFT shop thing, they also have like Naniwa Danshi, which is like the Johnny's group, and then women's wrestling. It's like, do these people even know what they're doing? They probably just like the management probably are like, oh, technology, like
I got talked to by someone and they're like, oh, okay, it's doing. They looked at old numbers from America and be like, oh, look, it did so well. Look how much money they got.
Yeah, it's probably it.
See, I just because like. It just I watched a lot of like YouTube like documentaries on like NFT scams and crypto scams, and it's like it's always like the same type of dudes. It's like it's like older dudes who feel like life has passed them by, and like this is their chance to like, you know, make something of themselves. You know, like, oh, this is it, dude. I can like make money. I'm like, oh no, dude, this is the perfect target demographic for Idol Moda, dude.
Oh no, you're right.
So I'm pretty sure our viewers have a pretty clear understanding of how we feel about these NFTs. We'll leave it at that.
I'm just waiting for the 10 one to come out with her with different hats for every single one.
Oh no, dude. I'm gonna have a new display picture on Twitter, dude. It's gonna have this stupid hexagon, dude. It's just like, it's gonna be my NFT of Habu Mizuho, dude. Oh my god. Anyways, let's move on from that. We have some NogiZaka46 news. Some 5th gen news first.
Oh.
We have their new show, which has been announced. It's going to be a let me get the website up. It's going to be a mystery drama, right? I think like the synopsis I basically read is that like they get like, you know, they read books and they get like transported into the world of the books, and mysteries happen. It's like episodic, I believe. Certain members will have their individual episodes, things of that nature.
I think only one member has an individual episode.
Yeah, it's what is it? Iroha, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of them are like duos or trios.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Thank you for clarifying that.
I'm looking at it right here, which is why I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think because I believe Iroha was like the one who had acting experience, right? So
Yeah,
okay.
you're right. Yeah,
So
she's the one
maybe
that
that's
had
why
a
they're like,
Wikipedia page before joining.
yeah. So like, okay, she can handle her solo episode, dude. The rest, maybe you guys got to pair up. Let's team you guys up. But yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I remember watching the 4th gen equivalent to this a while back. What was it called? Like
The Samu no Koto, and
yeah,
then
someone to Koton,
the other one I forgot the other one was something
that
about
was
monkeys.
yeah.
remember.
Saru something. Yeah, Saru.
Yeah.
Something. Anyways, not really my thing. So
You know,
we'll see
I
if
feel
this is
like
gonna be like that.
I feel like you could really tell that a lot of these are written by men.
Oh, really? How can you tell?
Go on.
Yeah, that's my comment.
It makes me think of the TikTok I saw a while back. It was like, POV, you're a Japanese woman written by a white male, dude, you know, like one of those. It's just like, oh, I see. This is very this is a
I mean, but
very
even
okay.
I was gonna say, even like the way that Japanese men write women too.
Yeah,
It's, like,
it's very like this is their like ideal perception of how a girl like or a woman their age would act and stuff, right? Like
yeah,
it's very damsel-y, I guess you could say.
or
Like
like manic pixie dream girl. That's like
yeah.
they're just like in I feel like a lot of times, like especially like in literary works, like in like Japanese literary works written by men, they're just like, oh my gosh, women, they're such hard to understand creatures.
Oh,
They're just
ephemeral
they do such
beings.
ephemeral, like, you know, I don't understand, like, why do they do, like, they're so like whimsical but so yeah, it's just like, you know, just like that, especially like in literary works, you're like, "Ah, man, can't write like a normal like lady, you know.
And the progress, right? They go through
Gotta
it's
have
like
some
it is
like
a steady
weird
uphill progress. It's like, okay, then they go down to like secondary characters, turn super flat character.
yeah, so you can't write like a normal. You have to have some like weird ass backstory
Oh yeah.
where it's like, oh yeah, you know, this girl, like she killed like a bunny when she was younger, and now she starts hopping around, or like, you know, some weird shit. Like,
Meanwhile, every male protagonist is like milk toast, dude. Like it's just like the most bland, dude. Like just the most average of Joes.
so yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see how these
Yeah.
are. Hopefully, they're better.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. Moving on. The last bit of news, we finally got a title for Nogizaka's 30-second single. It's going to be Hito wa Yume o Nido Miru. Dude, people dream twice. Doesn't sound quite as nice when I
Wait,
do it
it's like people you don't have the same dream twice.
twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds way better. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we talked about it last time. 30-second single was postponed by 1 week. So it's now gonna be coming out a little bit later than a month from now. Right. Or sorry, at the end
So
of this month instead of
And this month, yeah.
it's gonna be the 29th instead of what is it? I think it was supposed to come out the week before that, I believe.
Yeah, it's like exactly a week, I think.
Mhm.
I like the title feels like an old Nogizaka song, like a old B-side.
Mm.
So I'm hopeful it's gonna be a good song. We have some
Yeah.
bangers in those old B-sides.
Yeah, true. I don't know what to expect
Time will
from
tell
this.
kind of. Huh?
I still don't know what to expect from this. Like, you know, like I'm like,
I don't know, dude. All I know is Yoki Mao is in Senbatsu, and that's all I need. So I'm gonna buy hella copies, dude.
I mean, you're gonna get the handshakes anyway, so you're gonna be in for that, right?
True, dude. she sold out already, dude. I
Oh, really?
goofed. Yeah.
You
Did
didn't
she
get
sell
it?
out already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was thinking about buying. I was like, oh, I'm on a buying hiatus, but I was like, oh, maybe like with the new Sakurazaka members, like, oh, maybe I'll do a few. And I was like, maybe I might as well do Nogi as well. But damn, I feel bad. Like whenever I see Ioki, she's like, oh my god, hi, and I'm like, hi, and then like 10 seconds and it's gone.
dude,
So now
yeah,
I can't even talk to her, dude.
dude, I was
She's
like,
too popular.
I don't know how this happened, dude. I mean, I'm super happy. I'm super glad for her, but I was just like, yeah, I goofed. I forgot about the first round. And then so I was like, okay, second round. Here we go. And then applied I did like the max I did for whichever day for Ioki. Did not win a single one, dude, and it sold out. I was like, what
That's
happened?
crazy.
What
Oh my
happened, dude?
gosh.
All the nerds were like, I gotta congratulate her on Senbatsu, dude. I was like, I wanted to congratulate her as well.
I wonder if I'm ever gonna meet her again at this point.
I know, dude. But good for her. Yeah. What any expectations you guys have for 30-second single?
I hope the song is listenable.
True.
That's
Oh, I like the last single. I like Asuka's graduation, but aside from that, I think most of the recent A-sides haven't been hidden.
Yeah. Even then, I feel like Asuka's grad single was it was nice, but it's not something I could go back to listen to. You know, and I feel like that's kind of how I am with like how the spot I'm in with Nogizaka releases lately. I'm like, I just want something that like, oh yeah, dude, I want to keep playing this. You know.
Yeah, I think the last song has got to be the Saigo no Sight Hug. That was really good. Like at first, when I listened to it, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. But then it's like I hear it come on shuffle, and you're just like, oh man, this is actually pretty good. Like the more I listen to it, the more I'm like, I think they should. Man, I wish this wasn't her graduation song, and she like performed it like only like twice or something.
Yeah.
I would love to hear it over and over again.
Yeah. I need to go back and listen to that actually. I think just because it like that whole promotion cycle is like so fast.
Yeah,
I never really had a chance.
I mean,
to, like,
Asuka's was too. Like that.
Same,
like we don't even know when she's graduating.
Yeah.
They're still trying to get a hold of Nanami to come to the graduation. That's why they haven't found it yet. They're just like, come on, like Nanami, where is she? We can't.
We're still trying to locate her. We can't find her.
It's okay, dude. We start our prayer circles now. 20th birthday live, dude. Already
burn a candle.
25th birthday live. She's gonna be there, guys.
I promise.
All right, so that is it for all the news. Quite a bit. So you know what that means. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the TV show highlights. And we're back. Hey, this is time for the TV show highlights. It's a part of the show where we just go back and talk about anything fun we watched this past week. Anything we kind of want to give a shout out for as far as we thought was entertaining. We talked a lot about Sakurazaka Sanki and Motenashikai earlier. So right off the bat, I'm going to say if you guys didn't watch that yet, that's going to be one of my recommendations this week.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I got my excitement for Sanki from like here to like there. So
yeah,
for sure.
I'll recommend.
Yeah, I would also on that note, I'll recommend Soko Magatara Sakurazaka right now. They're doing the Sanki introductions on the show, which is interesting because now this is like the first time ever I knew all the members before they were on their variety show, dude. So now I can just watch and enjoy the variety show. I'm like, oh, that's Endo Rico, dude. What's she doing today? That was cute though. Kind of some repeat stuff. They're doing the same. They're doing their talent, obviously, showing that off. So it's gonna be some of the stuff that they did at Omote Nashikai.
We got some drums though.
Was just yeah. Endo played drums on SokoSaku this week. Did a little loop with her clarinet. Ishimori Rika. Those were the two members that were introduced this week. She did her omu rice again.
Baked.
This time it was a baked omu rice with a little layer of cheese, but underneath the egg, dude. It was pretty. It was good. It looked good. The members said it was good. Aside from that, I just watched Kojichu. It was the Manatsu send off.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that was interesting.
Kind of fucked up, dude.
Yeah, I think
I
it
was
was
saying
happened? What happened?
So like, okay, her thing was she wanted to do car stunts, right? So like, I guess she wanted like classic variety stuff, right? So it's like the first thing was like, oh, what's in the box, that thing, and then the second was like, okay, like crazy car stunts, right? So it was like she had to like ride on top, like strapped to the top of a car, while
Oh,
there, and then
geez.
like pull like the little bell thing or whatever, like the little pop, like I don't know, the little ball with the congratulation message inside of it.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. And then they're like, "Oh, you want to take it up a notch?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And so they literally drag her from the back of the car.
Mad Max
Like she's
style.
yeah, like she's like wearing like the suit for it, so I'm sure it's like
Oh, okay.
safe. But it's just like I was
Oh
like,
my god.
but this is the messed up part. So they do. It's like her, who is it? Kaki Tamaramayu and Inoue Nagi are there, and so the three other members are just watching, right? And so they have like the big car, like, oh, the car is gonna drive one wheel up a ramp, and it's gonna like kind of go on its side, right? And like if they mess it up, like, oh, if he goes too far over the side, it's gonna flip over, or if it doesn't do enough, it's gonna just fall, right? And then so they do it, and it flips over, and like the members are like yeah, like full, like there's just like the car's crumpled, right? And like I was watching this on my stream, I was like, dude, if this is a prank, this would be so messed up, dude. But I was like, I kind of already feel, because I like, okay, obviously if there's like a big incident, this would have been on the news.
The whole show.
Yeah, but like the members like freaking out, and then
Oh my
obviously
god.
Manatsu, like, they did the whole switch, like the car, like earlier she got out of the car, so like it was all planned. She comes with like the fake afro, like she just got out of an explosion, and then like the other three are just crying, and like they're like, oh, thank God, like they're laughing because like, okay, cool, relief. She's like, kind of messed up prank, Manatsu, like,
dude,
that's pranking my juniors that I died prank, dude.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that, man. That's like so traumatizing.
Yeah, like I was like,
that just reminds me of the classic prank from AKB days when
God,
the Kiboteki refrain one with where
the
Sakamina had her like the shaved head.
Oh,
and then like Sakura-tan,
dude, the old AKB pranks were so messed up, man. Like,
they're so good though.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny. It's not that messed up, but
yeah, the worst one was, I think, it was like Ohori Megu, right, where they like let her phone drop into Oden or whatever for New Year's, and it was like actually her phone.
Oh my god!
Like I was like, dude, that's not a prank, dude. You actually did it though.
Dude, they're so mean.
Yeah, dude.
We need more of that.
Josh is trying
I'm all about it.
Traumatize idols for his entertainment, dude. Disgusting.
SMH.
Yeah. Anything you watched, Josh?
No, I think those were the three things that I watched. Actually, I was gonna watch Hina Ai, but apparently it was like all talking, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. I asked Ohisama in my chat if I should watch it, and like, you can skip it. So I'll take their word for it. But anything else you guys wanted to bring up, Tam, Josh?
All I watch is I Want the Neshkai. I have barely watched anything since I got back from Japan, so
I feel it.
I don't know the status of anyone, anything, anywhere, all at once.
So yeah, that's been the TV show highlights. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you know what that means, it means it's the end of this week's episode. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Tam, for joining us, and for all of us watching on YouTube. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Which third gen Sakurazaka members are you most excited about, or what are you feeling about some of these new photo books coming out from Ozono Rei, Kageyama Yuka? You guys looking forward to Nogizaka's 30-second single? Let us know in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.